Welcome back to Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. My name is Josh Lilquist, and in that last segment, we were talking about some different retirement strategies for people, I guess everyday people, but anybody that's starting out with their retirement accounts, if they don't have any accounts, or if they have 401ks and IRAs and looking to make smarter investing decisions. We're going to continue that discussion here on this segment here, but we had a lot of people texting in for that investing class that we do here locally to see what those techniques that we've been talking about are, how to use leverage, how to use that safely and properly, but also how to have strategies for up or down markets. So that way it doesn't matter which way the market goes, and how you use those strategies and how you find the opportunities is based off a price chart. If you did miss seats for that investing class, just text the word investing to the number 210, and that's for 2 seats for this class. When you get text in, you're going to get a text right back with, it'll say Investing and Trading Live, and a link that will get you to the right page to find your own date for that investing class. We do these during the week. We also have these on the weekends. So Al, staying on that topic of retirement, because I think it's a pretty hot topic these days. You mentioned earlier about the baby boomers. They're trying to retire right now or stay retired, and they're struggling. So they want to make sure that their family doesn't have that same challenge. Because if you think about it this way, in the 80s, baby boomers probably had their best income years. And that was in a market that went straight up for 20 years roughly. And the problem is they don't have enough. So there's a disconnect. So the markets don't always go straight up like they did in the 80s. Or for about 5-6 years, maybe 7 years in the 2000s. They have drawdowns, and that's the problem is when people lose in those down markets, it prolongs their retirement years. So Al, continue this discussion about strategies really to protect what they have, different ways to lower or even eliminate fees so they can get to those golden years and not have to sit at the golden arches.
Well, if 401ks were so great, that we wouldn't have a financial crisis or retirement crisis like we have. So what's the problem there? Well, number one, they're one directional, so you're only going to benefit if the market goes up. Number two, your returns are really capped. The average returns, if you're lucky, might be 4 or 5% over the course of your lifetime annually. But you are also subject to the corrections and the crashes, the bear market. So you could be looking at maybe 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% drawdowns. What if that happened the year that you retired or the year before or the year after you retired? That has a huge impact on how you live. So protecting your assets, again, becomes a very important concept to learn, to understand how to do that. And if you look at Social Security, a lot of people are reliant on almost entirely on Social Security. And since the year 2000, inflation has eroded 80 or 40% of the buying power. So that has a huge impact. But you know what? Most people, when they go to a financial advisor and a retirement plan is put together for them, the advisor will look at what you have in your accounts, look at an average annual return, and then tell you what you can have to live on. They basically are telling you what your lifestyle is going to be. We would rather have you tell us what your lifestyle is, what you want it to look like. What's your goal? What is your dream retirement? And then let's look at where you are now, where that is, and then how do you get there? How do you bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want that retirement to be? It shouldn't be taking a piece of paper the day you retire and writing out the things you want to cut out of your life. It should be just the opposite. Take a piece of paper and write out the things you want to add, the enjoyable things. You've worked hard, maybe 30, 40, some people 50 years.
Sounds like a little bit of a plan, doesn't it?
It's a plan.
And not
everybody,
just a hope.
Correct. Yeah, you don't want to just throw money at your 401k, cross your fingers, and hope money is there. Everybody needs to have a plan, your retirement plan. Your plan's going to change over time. It grows with you. But you worked hard to get where you are now, and we'd like to help you get to where you want to go next. But we have to know what that next is. Then we can help you put together a plan that, again, shows you how to bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. I think one of the other things that most people that use financial advisors or maybe have a 401k, they feel maybe some comfort in knowing somebody else is going to be there controlling or giving you advice. But when you think about it, really, what kind of advice are you getting? If you have an advisor or a 401k, how many times a week can you meet with that person? And how many times a week are they going to give you trading and investing advice per week? If you are a student at the Online Trading Academy, you can come in here every week. You can come in multiple times a week. We have a bricks and mortar location where students can come in and sit with our specialists and let us help you. If you're starting to trade or invest and you have issues, let's figure out what that is and take care of it. If you are just looking for advice, looking for some guidance and some support, that's what we provide. You can do that every week if you want to. How many trading ideas are your advisors giving you every week? Our students could get anywhere from maybe 5 to 20 a week. We have tools that our students have access to that are giving trading ideas put together by our pros that are basically trading their own accounts. And then how much are you paying somebody to not get the things I just mentioned? At the Online Trading Academy, that is our goal, to give you that support and that guidance and make sure that you're on the right path to get where you want to go using the right assets and the right strategies.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. I just want to make sure our listeners kind of go back to that, what you said there. You said people have comfort in somebody else doing it because nobody wants to be wrong. Nobody wants to do the wrong thing. Okay, well, that's fine. Here's what we can do differently now. If you're not sure what to do, go find out what it is. Go find out how. Go find out what you can do. And that's what these investing classes are for. What are the opportunities available to you as a retail investor, a retail trader, someone that has a 401k or an IRA, and they want to be able to have enough during retirement time? So if you're not sure what to do, text the word investing to the number 210 right now for 2 seats for an investing class to see what those strategies are. We go through these strategies. It's a hands-on physical place to go. It's the only place you can go here in Minnesota, quite frankly. As far as, I don't know any other physical brick-and-mortar academies that train people about the markets, the stock market, options, futures, Forex. There's a lot of different things. So text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats. So, Al, I don't know what else you have to cover here, but there's a lot of people that really don't know what to do and they are looking to get started. How do you help people get started in the financial markets?
Well, starting, I think, with what I mentioned in that first segment, we show you how we simplify things and show you what's important out there. There's so many different news stories. There's so many sources of opinion out there that it really confuses people. And the real true professional traders, they just ignore all those things. All they look at is price action. So what we want to do is show you how to use that, how price action is going to benefit you. Actually, it's going to put the odds in your favor of being right and the odds in your favor of having profits that should be yours, not profit that you see for a while and then all of a sudden it's gone. We show you how the markets work and then what the different assets are that are available. Most people know only about the stock market or mutual funds, which is basically the stock market. That's the smallest market out there. Basically everything else, the bond market, the futures market, the foreign exchange market, they are bigger than the stock market. The Forex market is bigger than all of the stock markets combined, and trades almost $6 trillion a day. There are a lot of opportunities out there. Why would all of the professional traders, why would all the big firms use those assets and those strategies if they weren't beneficial to them? They do, but they're not teaching you how to do it. That's what we do. We want to show you how we can level the playing field and have you understand and learn and get the knowledge and the skills to trade the same things that the smart money, the big institutions are using.
That's the key, because the institutions, they have the money to move the market. So we actually have an advantage because of that. So we can get in as small traders and investors, with our $100,000, $1 million, $5, $10 million accounts and get in and out of the markets without even them caring or even knowing who
right,
we
and
are.
We can do it instantaneously. And they can't.
So that's the benefit that we have as traders and investors. So, these investing classes, I really want to invite people to come and just see what it's all about. I mean, it's 2 hours of your time. We have these during the day. We also have them on the weekends. And these are classes where we've taught thousands. Just like you, are many strategies which are designed to teach you to make smarter and better investing decisions. So text the word investing to the number 210 right now. I'm actually going to give away that quick start kit here as well. So when you text in the word investing to the number 210, you're You're going to receive a quick start kit that will help you get started right away. Al, we've had a lot of good discussions about income strategies and wealth strategies, and you always have great tips. Let's hear today's OTA, tip of the week.
I think this is really important, Josh. Let me ask you if this sounds familiar. Okay. When we invite people to come to these classes, typically what we do is say, bring your spouse with. So, tell me if this sounds familiar. My wife, my husband, my spouse, whatever, has no interest in the markets. He or she won't come with. We hear that often.
Yep.
This last week, I went to a session with Pat Miles. I think most people know Pat Miles, famous newscaster here, and Don Shelby. Pat Miles, very successful person, was married to a very successful attorney who passed away recently. They weren't set financially. They were set money-wise, but they didn't have everything finalized. And she went through a grieving period. She went through periods of anger and fear and frustration because nothing had been set before. So this is my advice to you. Don't let this happen to you. Unless you are invincible, you could go before your spouse, leaving them with financial responsibilities that they're not prepared for. That can cause an impact not just on them, but your entire family. Your financial life is not just yours, so don't put your spouse or your family in that position where something could happen that they're not prepared for. Bring your spouse with. It's only 2 hours. In fact, bring your kids with, because your kids and your spouse are all part of your financial life, and you want to make sure that if something does happen to you, that you don't put your family in the position that Pat Miles found herself in.
Text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats for that investing class. Plan ahead. You plan for the game, you plan for the birthday, plan for your future. As always, same time, same place next week. Until then, retire young, my friends.